from Beacon and get simple and affordable medical benefits so you can build a better team. Call 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more information.
Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
These have been tough times, and we could all use a helping hand to get through this period. GUT Credit Union gives you the opportunity to do just that without a worry. What are you looking forward to? A relaxing staycation? Brand new appliances or devices? Consolidating your debt to get more money in your pocket? Not a member? No worries. Come in and find out how you too can make the most of this offer. Or visit us today. Yes, you can have a brighter Christmas season with GUT Credit Union. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN News for today, Thursday, December 21st, 2020. I'm Beverly Telesford. In the headlines, no bailout guarantee for businesses affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, despite possibility of permanent closure. Feasibility study of Molinaire land slippage complete. Matthew Joseph sworn in as the third opposition senator. The Creole language to be featured on Friday's We Culture program. And family doctor Narissa Batiste tells you about common medical issues and how you can prevent them. And around the globe, non-governmental organization in Guyana expressing cautious optimism towards move to decriminalize suicide, while some European Union leaders call for their counterparts to consider a vaccine passports. And coming up in sports, GFA appoints Michael Finlay as new senior men's national team head coach. We'll have the details right after this message.
Hi, I'm Francis Urias Peters. I'm a good listener, and K105 has always been a great source of education and entertainment. Now, while the station name may have changed over the years, it has always provided valuable information which enabled me as a playwright to document and to celebrate our history, our behavior, and our achievements. K105 is my choice. It's the national station.
Good evening to our viewers and listeners on K105. This is GBN News at 7. The fragile nature of the tourism industry came to the fore as the COVID-19 pandemic brought the world to a standstill. And just as there was some hope that 2021 will bring about major improvement for this sector, the harsh reality remains for the foreseeable future. However, when it comes to providing a stimulus package for those affected, the minister responsible for that industry says she can't commit at this time. Terry and Blackman-Stephen reports.
On Wednesday's To The Point program, Minister for Tourism Dr. Clarice Modeste-Cowan shied away from commitments to a stimulus package for businesses directly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic.
I am hesitant, and I think it would require thought by a whole team of persons again. I am hesitant to say, yes, let us look at the stimulus package, because I know the commitments and the loss of revenues that this government has incurred. And so I think that one is of a higher grade than me. But in terms of the need, there is a need. And if government could do it at all, I would absolutely support it, because we cannot let these businesses go too far down because they may not be able to recover.
Her statement falls in line with that of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell's harsh stance in 2020.
I expect to hear the business community speaking. Because if we have major infection here, business is going to be affected again. We'd have to lock down. I expect to hear the voices of the trade union leadership. I expect that. Because if we have infection, we have to lock down. There's no such stimulus package again for workers, you know. There's no such. In fact, even what we promised, we may not be able to deliver because of the financial situation we're facing.
The tourism minister expressed remorse for the people unemployed as a result of COVID-19, saying the situation is a nightmare for everyone in the tourism industry.
I think this is the saddest part, where livelihoods have been so badly affected that some people really have absolutely no revenues, and we have to wonder how they live. And the stimulus package and the support that government provided, while it did stop a gap for the moment, it's not sustainable. It cannot go on forever. And of course, persons are in need of income. So I want to take just a moment just to empathize with all of those people who have commitments, because commitments doesn't stop. If you lose your job, they don't stop, and cannot meet them. And I know them, some of them are going to the banks, doing whatever. And, you know, it is really a heart-wrenching situation for those individuals, for us in the industry, and of course, by implication, the government.
The tourism minister said they have reached out to financial institutions locally and regionally, including Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Timothy Entwine, to assist.
What he was saying is that a number of measures can be taken. For example, persons who have loans, the banks, the local banks, and also the ECCB and maybe CDB, the Caribbean Development Bank, could look at a moratorium for those people. And also a very, very low concessional loan with also a moratorium for a period of time when they do not have to pay it back, that ECCB could lend to funding agencies here in Grenada, that they can unlend to others at a much reduced rate.
Minister Cowan said one of the bright spots government is looking at is the benefits that can come from the repurchase of WRB shares in Grenlec.
One of the deterrents, the factor in setback in some of the hotels has been over the years the cost of electricity. I really hope, I expect that, and we have discussed it at cabinet level, that with the new ownership and perhaps more appropriate management, we can look at reduction in cost of, so that some of these facilities incur the accommodation sector. I want to throw in SGU here, which contributes significantly to our economy. And this is my great expectation for that.
Private sector Senator Christopher Diali, in a recent interview with GBN, said if businesses, especially within the hospitality and entertainment industries, do not get assistance soon, some could fold by the middle of this year.
Have all our heads come together and see what can work and what cannot work and what we could do and to help us preserve what we have. And this is about protecting livelihoods as much as protecting lives. So it's a matter of seeing how we can get the right balance with the assistance of government. So it's not that all of us have the answers. It is about all of us coming together and seeing how we could come to some sort of place where we could come up with some level of solutions to the issues that we face.
Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Meanwhile, seems like there's a little light at the end of the tunnel as the feasibility study of the land slippage area in Molyneux is complete. We get details in this report.
Molyneux land slippage began sometime in November of 2019. Since then, measures have been put in place, which led to some families seeking alternative accommodation. Vehicular traffic to this area has been restricted. A geotechnical study began. The latest report revealed that the study is now complete. At least one family is continuing to construct their home in the Molyneux area, appearing not to be bothered by the movement of the land on the opposite side of the road. Evidence shows structural ruins left as a result of the continuous shifting of the land surface. Like a thief in the night, bit by bit, portions of the road were pulled away, rendering it impassable. After more than a year of waiting to hear what is to come for the area, Infrastructure Minister Nolan Cox, during Tuesday's media brief, provided the latest update.
A firm, the Caribbean Silver Group, they have been doing the feasibility study. We are happy to report that the feasibility study is completed, and we have received that study. Sometime next week, there are going to be a presentation to our engineering team. We are looking to include civil society as well as part of that presentation. We want to ensure that we keep the public in tune with what is taking place, especially with the Molinier situation. And so we'll be looking at the various options that they have recommended for us to resolve that issue in Molinier, and a decision on that recommendation will be made public as soon as that is concluded. So we are happy that the study is completed, and we are moving quickly with that.
Morris Main Road is presently being utilized as the alternative route for motorists flying the Western Main Road corridor. However, the minister made mention of another road being looked at as plans for the rehabilitation of the Montmorris and Jones's roads are discussed.
We are working on the Monkuma Road. It's basically a new road that we are looking at, a dedicated road from the St. George's area, that is a Bolio area, terminating into Grenville Vale. That's a very important route network that we identified, and we're working towards having that done. We have put out a tender for designs for that road, and so that is something that we have currently. So persons are tendering for designs for that road network. We are moving quickly to see how we can commence construction on that road. As you know, the challenges that we have with the Montmorris area. One of the reasons why we are targeting that road network, we are looking at, once we establish that, to give us an opportunity to rehabilitate the Montmorris area, which we are also looking at Montmorris and Jones Road as well.
Reporting from near the site of the land slippage in Molinier, St. George, I am Christelina John for GBN News.
Matthew Joseph has been sworn in as the third opposition senator. He received his credentials from Governor General Dame Cecile Lagranade Thursday morning. GBN's Rena Perez spoke to Senator Joseph on his new appointment.
Senator Matthew Joseph received his credentials by Governor General Dame Cecile Lagranade at around 9:30 a.m. on Thursday as the third senator to sit on the opposition side of the Senate. Joseph was an educator for 38 years and presently sits as a director on the Grenada Cooperative Nutmeg Association. He believes that he can bring a wealth of knowledge and a contribution to the development of the country.
Always say, and I will continue to say, I am a senator, I'm an opposition senator, but not just an opposition senator. I will be a senator, a Grenadian senator. My job is to uplift, not to pull down. But my focus would be mainly on education and agriculture. I'm a farmer full-time right now. Agriculture is a passion for me. And education is also a passion. So these two are the ones I will be stressing the most. It doesn't mean I wouldn't be dealing with other areas, because there are areas that I see weaknesses.
The senator identified some of the changes that need to be made in government.
Politics now needs what I term rebalancing. I'm talking about rebalancing here, because if you are not balanced mentally, then something will go wrong. And things are going wrong now. We have to get back on the proper trajectory. We have to bring things back to normal. We seem to be losing our way as a country. We seem to be losing our way as leaders. And when we lose our way as leaders, then people lose respect. When people lose respect, we have lack of order. And when we have lack of order, what do we have? We have disorder. And if disorder continues, what we have? We have chaos. And this is the direction it seemed to me our country is heading.
The new senator admits that he is treading in new waters, but is optimistic that with the help of family and friends, he will be just fine.
And if I add value to the value that's there already, it means that we'll be going ahead, we'll be going forward. There are no two ways about it. I don't want to say I'm an intellectual. I've been a teacher. I have some content. I have some skills. What I bring to the table, and I blend this now with the other people who surround me, I think it will make an impact.
Joseph will make his first appearance in the House of Parliament next week, Tuesday. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Trade unions representing public officers say they are prepared to follow the rules of their collective bargaining agreement if government fails to pay workers 4% salary increase this month. The position of President of the Grenada Union of Teachers, Marvin Andal, was expressed during Monday's Beyond the Headlines.
The collective agreement itself says what would happen.
And forgive me, I'm not a teacher, I'm not conversant. Can you please enlighten me and the Grenadian public who are not conversant?
Well, there's a procedure for grievances that come out of a collective agreement, and we will follow that procedure.
Deep breath there, Mr. Andal, deep breath. Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Ms. Roberts, on
every collective agreement we sign
program, Minister
has a procedure for dealing with disputes that come out of the agreement. And there's a dispute resolution mechanism within the agreement. And when that is exhausted, we know what we do thereafter.
President of the Public Workers Union, Rachel Roberts, reminded government of the struggle to get the salary increase.
We can't really trust. We can't have that trust in the government of Grenada when they tell us that they don't have the necessary funds to pay. So we are saying public officers need to be respected. Public officers have expenditure just as everyone else. And they must be treated with respect. They must be treated with dignity. They must be honored for the work that they do. And we say to pay the workers their due legal increases that was negotiated legally for, and this was not an easy battle. If you remember, this was a long, hard fight with the government of Grenada, a struggle.
Here's where we take a break. Coming up, the Creole language to be featured on Friday's We Culture program. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Bruv.
Hello? I can't see you.
What's good?
But I can't even hear you.
Yo.
Hello? Hello? Ah.
Okay, I see. I'm good. I'm coming in.
Ah. There you are.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high-quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel's super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you'll be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me. Maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. Now I'm invincible. I can pack my sack. I can take the long road. 'Cause it's okay to look back if I am scared. I know you're there. Together there's no limit to what we can do. Arise, with no wings, fly. Arise,
This is Ariza, your financial freedom, your future.
Now we can stay safe while at the same time reducing our budget to maintain a clean and safe environment at our home, school, office, church, or even on the bus. Fortune Foods has gone a long way to source premium products that are at least 30 to 50% less than other brands. That's right, 30 to 50% cheaper than other brands. We have a multi-purpose 80% strength liquid sanitizer for cleaning surfaces that is also safe on hands, as well as 70 to 75% gel sanitizers available in 1 gallon and smaller sizes. Plus, when you buy in bulk, you save even more. Right now, every dollar counts. Be wise. Sanitize with Fortune Foods' range of sanitizing products.
Distributed by Fortune Foods Company Limited, Tempe, St. George's. Telephone 435-2247.
New year! More games and more money! Sunday, January 31st from 6 p.m. Get set for another massive online bingo!
And this time you can win
$10,000 US.
10,000 big ones.
Tickets are $10 US. In Grenada, get your tickets at gotofed.com or box offices island-wide. If you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Tell your friends and family about all the fun and excitement online. And the best part is, you can play from the comfort of your own home. So what are you waiting for? Play Wacky Virtual Bingo!
The new way to play bingo.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. And here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. Minister for Infrastructure Nolan Cox says government has taken steps towards addressing the flooding situation in parts of St. George and St. Andrew that are adversely affected. With heavy downpours, it can be guaranteed that the town of Grenville and Grand Anse in the area in and around Camahon Park will be flooded out. The two flood-prone areas have been placed under the microscope, as stated by the Infrastructure Minister during his presentation to the media on Tuesday.
Mitigation project that we're looking, the study that we're looking at for St. George's, Grand Anse, and we're also looking to cover Grenville as well. That's a critical issue. We did do the tender for that study, and we waiting for the bid evaluation report to be completed, and the preferred bidder will be announced as soon as we have that. We expect that should be completed early February, and so work can commence thereafter.
Poor drainage and the accumulation of garbage in those areas are said to be the issues. Business owners and vendors who are mostly affected may soon see the flooding problem as a thing of the past. As Grenada counts down the weeks before the country's 47th anniversary of independence, We Culture with Godfrey Augustine is hosting a special this Friday featuring aspects of our culture. Friday's guest will be Dr. Margaret Joseph, who has worked with the Creole Society and recently published a book about the Creole language.
The Creole language, the patois. This week we will be featuring someone who has done a lot of work in that area, Dr. Margaret Joseph. She has also written a book on the traditional language, and she will be our guest on the program. So we will be talking with her about the origin of the language, and of course over the years how we have almost lost it. And we know that the Creole Society, they've been doing a lot of work to keep the language alive, and the reason for publishing a book at this time. So she will be telling us a lot about that, about the language, and of course we'll talk a bit more about the book that will be launched, not too long from now.
Patois was mostly used by adults when trying to conceal a conversation from the ears of children. The language in most instances were not taught to children and as such faded over the years. The attempt by Dr. Joseph is to rekindle that tradition.
That was the language that was used by our foreparents. Coming from Africa and all of that, they came with their language, they came with their customs, they came with everything. And these are some of the things that we are looking at to try to bring it back and get our young people to understand where we came from. And language is the main form of communication. So without language, there is nothing. And it's important that we as a people and the generations to come understand the language that our foreparents spoke, and that's why we think it's important. We can't just lose everything. We can't just lose everything, because if we do, we would eventually lose our cultural heritage, and we cannot afford that. So what is left, we must preserve and document so that the generations to come will have something to look back on.
Now on today's GBN Health, family doctor Nerissa Batiste highlights some of the common medical conditions that can be contracted in children and adults and how they can be prevented. We get the details in this report. GBN Health comes to you compliments Gittins Healthcare.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Brentwood, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Family physicians are experts at managing common complaints, recognizing diseases, uncovering hidden conditions, and managing most acute and chronic illnesses, along with emphasizing health promotion and disease prevention. They cater to people of all ages and health conditions and are the reliable first contact for health concerns. Local family doctor Nerissa Batiste spoke of some of the common medical issues she comes across in children and how parents can prevent them.
We are seeing less common cold and so this year, or end of last year, and it's because people are doing a lot of the things that help, which like washing hands, disinfecting surfaces, just simple things like that tend to be the most effective with all of these gastroenteritis, common cold, all of these things. Just keeping the virus burden down would help preventing them.
Okay, wonderful.
Dr. Batiste, who was speaking at GBN's Doctor on Call program, also brought to light some conditions in adults.
We're starting with comments. I think the most common complaint I get as people get older is knee pain. So I see a lot of arthritis. And it's hard, it's hard to avoid it. And then if you're moving on from there, then we start seeing things like hypertension, so high blood pressure, and diabetes, high blood sugar a lot.
Batiste encourages Grenadians to always have a family doctor who is well aware of their family medical history, as it is beneficial to everyone's health care. For GBN News, I am Rina Pe reporting.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience.
In Wednesday's newscast, we aired a story about lab and other hospital staff preparing to move into the new wing of the General Hospital, while a plaguing issue is corrected. Since 2018, it was promised that staff will relocate to the new wing of the hospital facility. However, it is 2021 and transition appears to be a slow process.
With the lab, there was a major issue with the mold. That was if you move the place, it's like, you see it. We had people come in and over a period of several weeks, we're treating it and removing whatever that may have been the source for it. And some of the air conditionings were also treated along with the ventilation. So the mold issue has been addressed at the lab and has a regular schedule of continuously being addressed, where the people are to come back in again to make sure that the mold does not come back. Definitely, most definitely, because we recognize that you cannot provide this service if you are not in the right frame of mind. And we're talking about our highest priority is the safety and the health of not only our patients and visitors, but our staff.
One individual commented, moving to the new wing does not correct all the major problems plaguing the health sector. For starters, steel must go. Another individual said, I guess owning the electrical company is better than having good health care. Then returning to add, so sad, so much people in Grenada need good health care. A concerned citizen questioned, what about the air quality in the operating theater? While another probed, what about the AC that is not working? That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. As always, if you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
Moving from the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN ISOL lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISOL is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. Rechanging the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
Tonight's ISOL features the creativity of two sisters behind the baking company Something Sweet Grenada. The featured cakes depict the uniforms of some officers: an immigration officer, Grenada Security Services officer, police constable of the RGPF, and a prison officer at Her Majesty's Prison. Such delicious talent. Send us your photos and videos via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
We take a break, but still to come, Neula and Grencoda count their blessings after being on the receiving ends of donations. This is News at 7. Stay with us.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
What are you looking for? Top quality copy paper, linen paper, bond paper maybe, or lunch bags, maybe a gift set, or maybe you're just not sure? Then visit us today. K&R Bookstore. We are so much more than your regular bookstore. Visit us at the corner of Scotch and Young Street, or give us a call, 420-5307 or 321-3500. K&R Bookstore. Convenience, quality, excellent prices.
Running low
low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Under its universal funds, the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, NTRC, donated over 50 ICT devices to Grencoda. Details in this report.
The devices will be used to assist disadvantaged youth in various communities to ensure that information and communication are available through technology for everyone. Coordinator of NTRC, Lawrence Samuel, says this is just the first of many to come.
It is our pleasure to be providing these devices, and we are handing it over to Grencoda. And we know the work that Grencoda does in our communities, and we are happy to be a part of this exercise by Grencoda. We also caution that this is just the start of the process. And I know in the discussion that we have had with Grencoda, we are assisting to give a kid a device. But there are other elements of that whole process that we need to look at.
Grencoda's aim is to provide guidance and support to rural individuals, families, and communities to improve their quality of life through community-based initiatives. To date, they have targeted 2,000 plus students with a current membership of 175 persons. Deputy Secretary General of Grencoda, Benny Langain, says the contributions made by NTRC will be properly utilized by youth under the Students Assistance Program.
I want to assure the NTRC that the tablets will be well utilized. And I say that out of the confidence of how children have been able to grasp what the program, embrace what the program offers, and really move up. Help to begin to change the socio-economic conditions of themselves, their households. Very important.
Christina John, GBN News.
Stay with us. The weather is up next. And in sports, GFA appoints Michael Finlay as new senior men's national team head coach. Stay with us.
Hey man. Well, man, that's you making that trip. Why doing all this more? Things tight since COVID, you know. And Christmas coming, the toys to build, and my house and my car to repair, and the wife go and chill with and what you want me to do?
I'm expected to do all that with more.
But what you want me to do?
Why don't go down my communal? You don't have to pay them until January. They have 20,000 in giving away, and the interest rate low.
And listen to me, I try them orders and them people look good. Who they want them on?
Well, watch, like you have more than your ears. Choose your loan at communal, giving you the money for what you want to do. It's a loan for you.
You know what? I'll get them a little try.
Listen. Where you going on this month? Don't need it. Leave the month, man. When you go down there, the rate's low. Low.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again. At Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product Detox Combo Pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather, this is GBN. We've got you covered.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight, mostly fair with a low chance of light to moderate showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. Winds east-southeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open water. Tides would be high at 10 p.m. and low at 4 a.m. Weather for Friday, January 22nd, mostly fair and hazy. Weather for Saturday, January 23rd, partly cloudy and hazy with a low chance of light to moderate showers overnight. And weather for Sunday, January 24th, mostly fair and hazy with a low chance of light to moderate morning showers. Good evening, sporting fans. After months of weighing its options, the Grenada Football Association has selected a new senior men's national team head coach. Michael Finlay, who served as the assistant and interim head coach of Canada's senior men's team, has secured the job following the exit of former coach Shalry Joseph. Finlay, who arrived on the island recently, will commence his work following the mandatory quarantine established by the government of Grenada. Having held multiple national team positions in his native country, which include Canada's Olympic team, under 18, under 15 youth teams, and assistant coach of Canada's under 20 national team, the Canadian comes with vast experience within CONCACAF, including FIFA World Cup qualifying 2 Gold Cups and over 150 matches from youth to senior levels. Finlay joins the GFA from his last position as Director of Football Development for the newly formed Canadian Premier League. Finlay says he's truly honored and extremely excited about this opportunity with the GFA, saying 2021 provides an exciting time for the men's national team to build on their past successes, along with establishing a long-term strategy for Grenada's growth and success at all levels within CONCACAF moving forward. The Canadian will have a busy schedule ahead as Grenada prepares for its FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 qualifying matches in March against El Salvador and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Grenada will also be preparing for the CONCACAF 2021 Gold Cup and CONCACAF Nations League tournaments. In addition to his responsibilities as senior men's team national coach, he will be working closely with technical director Jerry Alexis on other programs which include coaching certification, along with overseeing the coaching of various national youth teams. The appointment of the assistant senior men national team coach will soon be announced. And now we head over to TV6 for sports with James Saunders.
Well, stop me if you've heard this one before, as quite naturally the West Indies players felt that the team could have done better. Kyle Mayers and Akil Hussain, however, were quite happy for the experience.
It was a good experience. Went out there, gave it our all. Unfortunately, we didn't get the result, so hopefully we can bounce back and come back stronger in the next game. It was a great experience to play ODI the first time. Not the ideal situation, but as Aki said, we did our best, and hopefully next time we get a win.
Believe that they need to add more runs on the board for the next match.
I think we definitely need to put on a bigger score. Having said that, I do think we bowled well, so it's just to give the bowlers something to work with, and hopefully that happens in the next match. I share the same view. I think the batsmen just need to buckle down a bit longer, read the situation a bit longer, and hopefully put a better score on the board so that the bowlers can fight.
All right, all eyes on India, where quite a few familiar faces were scooped up today for the 2021 edition of the IPL. Many are tuned in to see if the tournament will be affected, especially with the threat of COVID-19 still lingering. A few West Indians will be in the mix, including Sunil Narine and Kieron Pollard.
All 8 franchises released the list of retained players for the 14th edition of the Indian Premier League. Taking a look at the Kings 11 Punjab, they have retained the services of the West Indian duo of Chris Gayle and Nicholas Pooran. The 41-year-old Jamaican played in just 7 matches in the 2020 IPL season, but scored 288 runs at an average of 41.14. Meanwhile, Pooran made 353 runs in 14 matches at an average of 35.30. West Indian pacer Sheldon Cottrell was not retained by the Punjab franchise. Over to the Mumbai Indians, they have retained Kieron Pollard. Pollard scored 268 runs at an average of 53.60. He is at present preparing to lead the Red Force for the regional Super 50 tournament in February in Antigua. West Indies all-rounder Shafin Rutherford has been released. When it comes to Chennai Super Kings, the name Dwayne Bravo can't be left out. He returns under MS Dhoni. Harbhajan Singh and Shane Watson, who retired, has been released. There will be no West Indians in the Rajasthan Royals outfit, with O'Shane Thomas being released. Kimo Paul will join O'Shane back in the Caribbean, as he has also been left out by the Delhi Capitals. After a late entry last season, Jason Holder returns to Hyderabad, and the Kolkata Knight Riders will once again welcome the return of Sunil Narine and Andre Russell. Trinbago Knight Riders bowler Ali Khan has been released. Sergio Dufour, TV6 Sport.
Well, he was the wingman to Brian Lara on his record-breaking feat in Antigua. And now Shiv Narayan Chandapal will be taking up his new role as assistant coach of the Guyana Jaguars. Chandapal will team up with head coach Eson Crandon of the Regional 50 tournament. Their team will be without Kimo Paul and Shafin Rutherford. Paul, who missed the flight to Bangladesh after contracting COVID-19, is nursing an injury, while Rutherford opted to play T10 and T20 cricket in Bangladesh and Pakistan. The team will be captained by the experienced Leon Johnson, who will have West Indies batsman Shimron Hetmeyer as his deputy. Their first match in Antigua is scheduled for the 8th of February. All right, it's a hip, hip, and hooray for this bunch as TNT international Judah Garcia. Well, he scored a double on debut, while his brother Nathaniel provided 2 assists as Naroka FC defeated Indian Arrows 4-0 in the Indian I-League today. The Garcia brothers, well, they would combine to create the first goal, Nathaniel dishing to little brother Judah, and he would hit the jackpot to give Naroka a 1-0 lead in the 27th minute. The former Shiva Boys star getting his first goal on debut. Well, 3 minutes later, Nathaniel Garcia's free kick would find the head of Kalan Kiatamba to put them 2-0 in front. And in the 66th minute, Judah would rob the opposition of possession to score his second goal of the match and his team's third. And it would be big brother Nathaniel who would start the move that gave them their 4th goal, as Kiem Tang Loom Ding sealed the match after he was picked out unmarked in the area. 4-0 the final score. After the match, debutant Judah Garcia deservedly picked up the Man of the Match award for his brace. Judah and Nathaniel are siblings of another TNT international, Levi Garcia, who coincidentally also scored today for Greek club AEK Athens in a 2-0 win.
We begin the probe around the globe in Guyana, where given the static in the past towards a much-needed decriminalization of suicide, one non-governmental organization is expressing cautious optimism that this time around, the health minister's pronouncement in this regard will bear fruit. Kendall Richmond reports for HGP TV.
During Tuesday's COVID-19 update, it was expressed by the Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, that there are some legislation enshrined in Guyana's laws that requires amendment. Among these is the Criminal Law Offences Act, Chapter 801-97, which imposes jail time for persons who attempt suicide.
If somebody attempted suicide, that person can be charged. And I think the offense carries with it a penalty to be jailed.
The view was shared that a person attempting suicide should not be dealt with in such a punitive manner.
What you should do is to be able to offer that person help, and therefore prison would not be the place for them to get that help.
Dr. Leslie Ramsamy, advisor to the Ministry of Health for World Suicide, during a virtual discussion to mark Suicide Prevention Day in September 2020, had made similar pronouncements. For Bibi Ahmad, director of Caribbean Voice, a non-governmental organization, public officials are usually hasty to promise but slow to produce. The organization, which has been in existence since 2014, has been active in its call for the decriminalization of suicide for a number of years. Ahmad has always decried the archaic laws that relate to this social scourge. Ahmad told Nightly News on Wednesday that this time around she is cautiously optimistic that the current Minister of Health will actually make a move in effecting the long overdue change that is required.
This time around, I listened to Dr. Anthony's message last night in his update, and when he talked about that, I'm a bit optimistic and very hopeful that we do get this bill put in Parliament and it is taken off the law books.
Urgency in treating with the issue is also a critical requirement, according to Ahmad.
We look forward for this to be, not in 2 years, but within months that this goes to Parliament and the necessary adjustment, the legality of taking it off the law books.
Reporting for the AGP Nightly News, Kendall Richmond.
Some European Union leaders are calling for their counterparts to consider a vaccine passport. The proposal will allow travel within the EU for those who have been immunized. But it is a divisive issue, and not all agree that it is the right solution. Al Jazeera's Natasha Butler reports from Paris, France.
The town hall in Paris's 15th district. A new batch of COVID vaccines arrives. Inside, a doctor measures out doses ready for use. Elderly people are being prioritised for immunisation. Those here are hopeful that life may soon return to normal.
I'm just desperate to do things again. I feel like I've been stagnating, and I couldn't wait to have this vaccine.
The goal is that everyone is vaccinated as fast as possible so the virus recedes.
As the number of people vaccinated against COVID in France grows, so does talk of a vaccine passport to travel. This French politician says such a document could also be used to visit restaurants or theatres.
Those who are vaccinated should be able to resume activities. The vaccination passport would show that a person is no longer in danger themselves and no longer a danger to others.
Supporters of a vaccine passport say it could help revive vital economic sectors like tourism. Paris is usually one of the world's most visited cities, but in the past year, few people have come to admire its monuments or enjoy attractions like this cruise.
The owner of this boat tour company on the River Seine says he would welcome a vaccine passport if it would encourage international travellers to return to the city, because without them, it'll be a challenge to keep the business afloat.
Any solutions that can help us live normally again would be good. There are already countries that require vaccinations to enter, so a vaccine passport is a good idea if it can help everyone work again.
Opinion polls suggest that a majority of people in France support a vaccine passport for travel or access to certain services, but the French government says it's far too early to consider such a measure, that it would be divisive because not enough people have been immunised and many don't wish to be.
It would be unfair, and especially in France where we have, this
we are very well attached to the equality principle. So exactly, it could be, the reaction could be okay. Only the first people to be vaccinated will have those rights and not ourselves. And we have to queue, we have to wait for a while before getting vaccinated, so it's unfair.
EU leaders will discuss the idea of a vaccine passport during a meeting Thursday. The issue divides member states. It's clear, though, that opening up economies and offering some freedoms won't be easy, while the EU is still navigating its worst ever health emergency. Natasha Butler, Al Jazeera, Paris.
Stay with us for a recap of the headlines. Recapping the headlines, no bailout guarantee for businesses affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, despite possibility of permanent closure. Feasibility study of Molyneux land slippage complete. Matthew Joseph sworn in as the third opposition senator. The Creole language should be featured on Friday's We Culture program. And family doctor Nerissa Batiste tells you about common medical issues and how you can prevent them. In Around the Globe, non-governmental organization in Guyana expressing cautious optimism towards move to decriminalize suicide. In sports, GFA appoints Michael Finlay as new senior men's national team head coach. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Beverly Telesford. That's the news. Good night.